Okay, here we go. I'm not reading dates anymore, okay? Because we're just going to go with what rings true to my heart. How's that? Because it's just easier that way. And I like this. And I'm going to do it my way. No rules. There we go. A man practices the art of adventure when he breaks the chain of routine and renews his life through reading new books, traveling to new places, making new friends, taking up new hobbies, and adopting new viewpoints. Wilfred Peterson, 1900 to 1995. Some evidence suggests that Alzheimer's disease can be delayed, mitigated, and maybe even prevented by ensuring that the elderly continue to learn new things. This can be fun, of course. Learning to dance for the first time, learning a wind instrument if you've only ever played stringed instruments, learning a language. These are all activities that stimulate the brain and can mitigate the deterioration associated with aging. No doubt, new challenges can help young people keep their brains and bodies resilient too. Recovery can be enhanced by avoiding complacency and hardening of the attitudes. Just going to new meetings and sharing with new people can shake up our routines a little. Getting away from meetings if we are going out of habit or finding new activities could do as much to positively stir our recovery as doubling our efforts, which can sometimes burn us out. If we have always thought we might qualify for another 12 and 12 fellowship, we can go to some meetings and see if the message resonates or not. We will surely meet some new people, be exposed to some new literature, and gain a fresh perspective on addiction and recovery. A new book is a good idea. If we always read nonfiction, we try something adventurous. If we read nothing but program literature, we try a psychology or philosophy book. Or maybe history or poetry. Why not? How many books a year would be just right? Am I open to new viewpoints? Do I expose myself to new ways of seeing? Can I and should I shake up my routine today? Change is as good as rest. That is so good. So, the art of adventure, right? I have to say, so in my job now, currently, I'm dealing with people who have the beginning of onset Alzheimer's, right? And so it's a challenge when we get older, right? Our brains start to, well, it starts to want to die. So for me, as an ExJW, our routine was always set for us, right? We did things a certain way, we looked a certain way, we had to act a certain way with each other. And when you leave, it's like you have been in a brain dead organization, right? We have everything set for us, everything. When I left, I had a routine. I did it this way, I did it that way, this was done, this is how I did, our studying, this is how it was just a routine. It was just always the same thing. It never, ever changed. When I left, it was like, what does my brain do? We have all this information. Now I can't push it in fast enough. I feel like the only way that I can explain it is like I can just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm eating food. it means that I'm just reading. I'm constantly reading. I'm constantly learning. I want to learn everything. But your brain is kind of limited. I mean, there's a point where you're just like, okay, enough. You need a break. And I have to say, it's wonderful. I love it. I wish I had learned all of this so much earlier in my life. And it's not like I didn't have those opportunities. It's just that I didn't allow myself to have them because, we had our meetings to go to. We had our field service to go to. We had our obligations to Jehovah to meet, right? Our personal study. So being able to really get out of what my brain was always used to and learn new things has been a challenge, but it's also been, like it says, it's an adventure. So to enjoy the adventure as the process goes, right? As it's happening, as I'm learning, to still enjoy the process of learning. So that depends on me a lot. That depends a lot on me. So I have to remember, it doesn't have to be done in 6 months. It doesn't have to be done in a year. It's taken a long time for me to get out of the organization. It took me 20 years. I saw certain things, but it didn't hit me until I started learning about things that made me feel uncomfortable, right? It says, open to new viewpoints, open and expose myself to new ways of thinking. I had to expose myself to new ways of thinking. Did it feel comfortable? No. It felt very, very uncomfortable, but I did it anyway. I listened to people that made me feel uncomfortable on YouTube. That's how I did it. And I listened to my husband who made me feel uncomfortable. He would reason with me and I couldn't get the reasoning. I didn't always get it, but I gave him human dignity, and that's what I gave other people that I didn't know. Why wouldn't I give it to someone who I loved? Dignity and respectfulness, to listen to it at least. I did it at a door with people I didn't know. Did what they tell me just automatically go away when I walked away from the door? No. We had a discussion on the way back with whoever I was with. We had a discussion about who we met at the door and how we met up with the challenge, right? It usually ended there, and I never really questioned anything else. I never questioned the householder. I just left it at that. And now I question things, right? I question and say, well, let me look that up, or let me see what I can find on this subject, and I'll get back to you with that. But I really do the research, and I really try and find the answer. And it might lead me to a place where I don't necessarily agree, but I have to recognize it, that it's there, and that it's true, that it really was that way. I think right now in the United States of America, where I'm from, our politics is just horrible right now, the politics, and how they want to change certain things in certain areas of the country when it comes to history. It's really going to be very interesting how, if those states adopt certain ways of thinking. Certain states want to change history, or they want to avoid being able to see where people are, what they are. They fail to see who they are, and that is so unkind. And unfortunately, I feel like some of America, they're not wanting to challenge themselves, and it goes all the way up. So I feel like making sure that we don't harden ourselves to change and harden our attitudes towards change. It's, not getting fresh perspectives making sure that we expose ourselves to new literature and feelings that might make us uncomfortable, but that are very necessary for growth and energy. And in the long run, it breaks us of disease. So Alzheimer's, well, disease that can affect us, whether it be our minds or our bodies. So I'm hoping that history, we get to look at history and we don't repeat it, that we don't deny our history. And as an American, I really hope that that is the case for other states, because people need to grow. They need to grow, and they need to love that growth, the growth that happens. So, yeah. Well, I hope this helps you on your healing journey. Follow your bliss. Enjoy your families. I send my love and big hugs over the satellites. And thank you for letting me share this time with you. And thank you for letting me come into your homes and follow your bliss. Be good.